What's up again, everybody? This is Jose Gagnon, the super random guy here again today. And just like I said on Thursday, I'm here to do a very special Super Mario Bros. Video where I'm going to be taking a look at all the, not every single genre, but most of the genres that are here, which are the different types of games in the series. So I'll be doing the platformer games, the party games, the role-playing games, racing games, sports games, and that'll be pretty much just the first 5 types of genres for the Mario series, where I'll be picking 3 games for each series. So 3 platformers, 3 role-playing, 3 party games, 3 racing games, and 3 sports games, and just talking about them a little bit, because this is a type of video that I've never actually seen people do on YouTube. So I just decided to make one of myself. But so first, for the platformers, I'm only going to be going through the 3D ones. So the first one that I enjoyed the most is Super Mario 3D World. This was originally on the Wii U, and then it ended up being brought over to the Switch, the Nintendo Switch. And in the Nintendo Switch version, they also added this other little game mode called Bowser's Fury, where Mario teams up with Bowser Jr. to stop Bowser, because Bowser grows into a super giant Godzilla form, and his entire skin turns black. And that's in the Switch version, but in the Wii U version, it's just the Super Mario 3D World by itself. This was a super fun game. I enjoyed it a lot. The story, though, was super different, because instead of Bowser trying to kidnap Princess Peach, he goes to this other kingdom known as the Sprixie Kingdom and starts going to capture the little Sprixie princesses that live in the Sprixie Kingdom. All the little fairies, they're called Sprixies. So Mario, even though Peach doesn't get captured, he still decides to go along and help the Sprixies from Bowser. And they also basically added in this new item called the Cat Bell, which transformed you into a cat. That was pretty much the only new item that was added in this game, was the Cat Bell. So it was a super fun game. They had a lot of great levels. A lot of you got to play as 4 different characters. So besides Mario, you also got to play as Luigi, Toad, and Princess Peach. And there was also a 5th special character that once you beat the game, you unlocked. Her name was, her name's Rosalina. She was also playable in this game. But to get her, you had to go through one of the levels in the Star World, because besides the 8 main worlds that were in the game, they also added 3 other special worlds, which were the Flower World, the Star World, and then the Mushroom World. So all 3 of those special worlds, besides the 8 main ones, so there was a lot of amazing things to do in it. So this is a super fun game. I thought it was one of the best of the 3D platformers, in my opinion. And the Switch version, how it added in the Bowser's Fury, that was super fun too. You basically went around collecting these things called cat shines, which were, just like shine sprites, but they were in the form of cats, pretty much. And yeah, it was a super fun game. I enjoyed it a lot. When I actually played both the the Wii U version and the Switch version, so that was super cool, I guess. The next 3D platformer I'll be going over now is Super Mario Galaxy 2 for the Wii. Come on. This was for the Nintendo Wii. I never actually played Galaxy 2, but I've seen people doing Let's Plays of it on YouTube, and I thought that because I've only played Galaxy 1, like the first Galaxy, but I thought that the Galaxy 2 was a lot more amazing, in my opinion, because since they added Yoshi to the game, so you actually got to, like, you got to have Mario ride Yoshi and stuff. And basically, like, Bowser was, like, super giant sized in this game as well. And he, of course, captures Princess Peach as always, because that's what he always does in the Mario games, the Mario platformers. And yeah, basically Mario just went around and was collecting different stars to help power this little ship which had his face, like the ship had. They made like the ship look like Mario's face and stuff because he was the captain of the ship. So he just went around, powering the ship with, stars, because that's how the ship was able to run, was with the stars. And you just went around and, you got to go to save Peach and stuff. A lot of cool things. You also got to play as Luigi in some levels too, because, Luigi was also playable in this game. And, yeah, it was a super fun game. A lot of really cool galaxies. A lot of super amazingness. Like I said, it's another one of my most favorite 3D platformers, even though I never actually got to play it myself. And then the very last platformer that I'll be covering for right now is Super Mario Odyssey for the Switch. I'm just choosing to show you little things about it on the Super Mario Wiki website instead of just showing you gameplay and stuff on YouTube, because, I don't really want to have problems with the other creators and stuff. So Super Mario Odyssey, another super amazing 3D Mario platformer where Mario got to transform into enemies using his little hat buddy guy called Cappy. Because since, in the beginning cutscene of the game, Mario's original hat gets destroyed by one of the propellers on Bowser's airship. So he ends up meeting this little ghost guy called Cappy, who turns into, his original hat. But, when he goes to throw it at the enemy, because you mostly, you get to use your hat and you throw them at enemies. And when Mario does that, he gets to transform into different, enemies and different things in the games. And they also had a lot of amazing worlds in this game. A lot of amazing kingdoms that you got to explore, like the Wooded Kingdom, I think one of them is called. They had and also Pauline, who was Mario's original love interest, was also added in this game. Like she was brought back after her absence from the Mario series. She was in the Metro Kingdom, and then there's one called Bowser's Kingdom, the Moon Kingdom. You got to explore the moon and everything. So yeah, it was a super amazing game, especially because you got to transform into all the different enemies that you could using your hat. So now that one is over with, we'll be going over to the next one, which is role-playing games, or also known as RPGs. So one of the many RPGs from a series of RPGs, because they had different Mario series RPGs. One of them was Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, which is basically Mario and Luigi end up coming across Mario's paper form. And this was a game that was on the 3DS. You see Mario and Luigi end up meeting Paper Mario, Mario's paper form. And he goes along. And they also added in Princess Peach's paper form, Paper Princess Peach, and also Paper Bowser was in it. Paper Chemic, Paper Bowser Jr., and they basically all just team forces to try to get rid of Mario, Luigi, and Paper Mario, basically. So instead of just saving Princess Peach by herself, Mario also had to go to save Paper Princess Peach, basically. And they went to go defeat Paper Bowser and Paper and regular Bowser. And they just went around attacking paper enemies and regular enemies in the game. So I thought that was super cool. A lot of people didn't really like this game for some reason. They thought it was just kind of stupid, having Paper Mario meet the, Mario Bros. And stuff. But I thought it was a pretty cool game in my opinion. I never played this one either. Like I basically just watched Let's Plays of it. I thought it was a pretty cool, interesting game in my opinion. Most of the games that I'll be talking about in this video, I've not actually played myself. I've only played some of them. But most of them I basically just watched Let's Plays on them. But I'm still counting them because I just wanted to talk about them basically. So now the next one that I'll be doing is one of the Paper Mario games, which is called Paper Mario the Origami King for Switch. And that one I have played. It was a super fun game in my opinion. A lot of cool things. A lot of people said that this is the most best game in the Paper Mario series. Not as good as the original ones that came out for N64, obviously, but it still ended up being a super good game that came out for Switch. I enjoyed it a lot. And basically, the story to this game is that there's this evil origami person called King Ollie, who wants to just get rid of all the paper characters and turn them into origami instead. Even though, origami is basically the same. It's just like paper that's been folded. But he wants to get rid of all the paper people and just turn them into origami. He ends up turning Princess Peach into origami too. And it's a super crazy game. A lot of cool, amazing worlds to explore. A lot of different just crazy things that happen. Super fun. And now the very last Mario RPG that I'll be talking about in this section of RPGs is Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. And they're basically also coming out with they're going to be coming out with a new Mario and Rabbids game next year for Switch. So I'm super looking forward to that. But this is the first one. The first Mario Rabbids game that came out for Switch. The Kingdom Battle. The one that's coming out next year is called Sparks of Hope. But this one was super duper fun as an RPG. The Mario characters all meet the Rabbids. Well, basically Rabbit versions of themselves. So, they have Rabbit Princess Peach, Rabbit Mario, Rabbit Luigi, Rabbit Yoshi. And they basically all team up to just try to get rid of some of the evil rabbits that have taken over the Mushroom Kingdom. And they also had a bunch of different rabbit bosses. Like they had Rabbit Kong, as you can see here in the back. A rabbit version of Donkey Kong. They had him as one of the bosses. And they just had a lot of randomness. Bowser Jr. was the main villain in the game. So you get because he had this crazy little rabbit with the goggles that the rabbit could just combine two things with his little goggle head basically. And it was a super fun. It had 4 different worlds to explore. There was a Spooky Trails was one of them. And then the main grass world. And you had the lava world where Bowser was. And then you had one that it was half desert, half ice world. So that was super cool. Like I said, there was 8 characters to play as. You know, there's Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, and Yoshi, and then their rabbit versions of themselves. So you got to play as, you know, the originals and the rabbit versions. And they all had different blasters. It's like the first time Mario, you know, they gave Mario blasters for the characters to use in the game. So that was a super fun, amazing game. I enjoyed it a lot, and I can't wait for the sequel to it coming out next year for Switch. It's going to be super amazingness. Okay, the next one we'll be going to is party games. So, first one, obviously for Nintendo Switch as well. Super Mario Party. I've played this one. This is the latest Mario Party that's been out in the Mario Party series so far. And it's a super fun game. They added this little mode where you got to be as it was you and a partner. So it was called partner party mode basically. So it was, you know, you and your partner against somebody else and their partner. And you just went around collecting stars and doing different mini games. The mini games were super fun, but sometimes, you know, they would make you do the same one. Like if you did like a 15 round match, like sometimes they would have you do the same mini game, and sometimes like after you would, you know, move around the board. There were only 4 boards in this game, which kind of sting. I kind of wish they had more, like 6 boards basically. But yeah, they basically only had just 4 boards. One of them was called Chemic's Tantalizing Tower. And then there was Womp's Domino Ruins. There was one that was it was a board made up of different fruits. It was like a fruit island board. And what was the other one? Let me see if I can find it on here real quick. Okay, they also had another mode called River Survival. And they had another thing called Challenge Road, where you just run around doing different challenges and different mini games. I'm trying to figure out where the other... Oh yeah, King Bob-omb's Powder Keg Mine. Excuse me. So those were the 4 different boards in the game. Now I'm going to go through the characters. So they had 3 characters be a host. So the hosts were Toad, Toadette, and Chemic. And for characters, playable characters, there was Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, Daisy, Wario, Waluigi, Yoshi, Rosalina. Bowser was playable because he had never been actually playable in the games. He was most like the villains of the game, so they actually added him as a playable character this time around. Also, Bowser Jr. was playable as well because he was the same as his dad. Goomba, his very first time in a Mario Party. Shy Guy was playable. Koopa Troopa. Hammer Bro, Boo, Monty Mole. This was also Monty Mole's very first time as a playable character in Mario Party. Hammer Bro, Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, Dry Bones, and Pom Pom. And they basically gave like each character like their own special dice that they could have, which had like different abilities. So like Mario's dice, it had 1, 3 threes, and then a 5 and a 6. Luigi's dice had 3 1s, a 5, 6, and a 7. Princess Peach's dice had 1 0, 2, 3 4s, 6. And then Daisy's dice had 4 threes and 2 fours. Wario's dice had -2 coins, and then 4 sixes. Waluigi's dice had -3 coins, a 1, 3, 2 fives, and a 7. Yoshi's dice had 1 0, 1, 2 threes, a 5, and a 7. Rosalina's dice had +2 coins, a 2, 3, 4, and an 8. Donkey Kong's dice had +5 coins, 3 zeros, and 2 tens. Diddy Kong's dice had +2 coins, 2 zeros, 3 sevens. Bowser's dice had -3 coins, and a 1, a 9, an 8, and a 10. Goomba's dice had +2 coins, a 3, 4, 5, and a 6. Shy Guy's dice had 5 fours and a 0. Koopa Troopa's dice had 2 1s, 2 3s, a 2, and a 10. And then Bowser Jr.'s dice had 3 1s, 2 4s, and a 9. Boo's dice had -2 coins, 2 5s, and a 7. Hammer Bros dice had +3 coins, 2 1s, and 3 5s. Dry Bones' dice had 3 1s and 3 6s. And then Pom Pom's dice had 4 3s, a 0, and an 8. So, the gameplay always changed depending on, which character you pick, because they all the dices had different numbers and different things on them. So it was a super fun game in the Mario Party series, in my opinion. Now, these other two I haven't played for Mario Party, but I still thought that they were really cool games. One of them is Mario Party 6 for the GameCube. This one was pretty cool because it had a day and night thing. So you got to play, some of the boards in daytime or in nighttime. And instead of Bowser Jr., there was basically this little character called Koopa Kid who was on Bowser's side. And, Bowser was the main villain, of course, because he wasn't playable. Donkey Kong was in the game, but he wasn't playable either. But they basically had spaces. So there was a Donkey Kong space, so Donkey Kong would help you out. And Bowser would just, ruin everything for you if you landed on his space. And I'm just going to be talking about the characters and the boards. I'm sure the mini games were also super fun as well. So for playable characters, there was Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, Yoshi, Wario, Daisy, Waluigi. Toad was playable. And then Boo, Koopa Kid was also playable, I guess, and Toadette was also playable. And then for boards, where's the boards, people? Here we are. What the mamas? Yeah, so for boards, there was Towering Treetops. And I guess all of them could have been played in day or night. Egad's Garage. Fair Square. Snowflake Lake. Castaway Bay. And then Clockwork Castle. So there were basically 1, 2, 3, 5. So there were 6 different boards in this game. And like I said, I just watched the Let's Play. And I also watched discussion videos on it. And I thought it was a pretty interesting Mario Party in my opinion. Okay, the last Mario Party we're going to be talking about is Mario Party 8 for Wii. Now this game I actually have, because since somebody ended up giving me, one of my buddies from my full-time job ended up giving me their Wii. So that's Mario Party 8. I've never played it at all yet because I've been playing another game for the Wii, which is Mario Sports, and I'll talk about it when I get to the sports discussion of the video. It says, it's the wildest party ever. Plus, you partied. That's in a different language. New party boards. The Wii remote gets mini games moving. Yes, I've actually never played it yet, but I do have it, just in case anybody's wondering. So like as usual, talk about the characters and the boards. So playable characters. We got Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, Yoshi, Wario, Daisy, Waluigi, Toad, Toadette, Boo, Birdo, Dry Bones,